Hey everyone, I'm going to do two videos today. The first one I'm going to do is fried chicken. That was a staple of my family growing up. I'd actually put something on Facebook about my dad making the best fried chicken. I never really knew how he made it, what spices or ingredients he put in it, but I'm going to try to replicate it from memory. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to use vegetable oil. That's almost always my go-to for frying foods. I'm actually going to go with Crisco. I'm almost 100% sure, thinking back as a kid, that's what my parents used to fry food. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I'm going to go strictly with the leg quarters. I absolutely love dark meat when it comes to either turkey or chicken, so that's what I'm going to try to do. One of the most important things about frying chicken or frying actually any food is spacing. You can't overcrowd the skillet, and that's what gets you the crispiest chicken, is giving it time or giving it space around each piece. So I'm probably going to dredge it, but I know my dad never used an egg dredge, so I'm not going to do that. I may spray it down with a cooking spray, flour it, let it dry, and then put another coating of flour and some of the spices and herbs that I'm going to use. Probably the most important thing with this whole recipe is a cast iron skillet. Once again, preheating is the key to just about any cooking or baking. So I'm going to get that skillet to where it's probably a medium-high heat. Crisco doesn't smoke or burn. It probably does, but it's got to be at a pretty good temperature, unlike olive oil, which will burn rather quickly. Butter's even worse to burn. So let me see what we can throw together here. And I will shortly do the tutorial and see how this turns out. Let me show you the spices that I'm going to be using. I can guarantee you my dad did not use any of these, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to use a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of ground mustard. I'm going to use a half teaspoon of smoked paprika, white pepper. I love white pepper. It's stronger than black pepper, has a really good flavor. It's great for fried foods where you're coating them with a flour mix. Highly recommend this. I'm going to use sage, thyme, probably I would say a teaspoon of each of those, by the way, and a teaspoon of salt, and I will put it in a cup to 2 cups of flour, probably a cup. I'll mix it up and do what my dad did. He'd just use an old bread sack and mix it up. So, you know, if it ain't fixed, don't broke it. But like I said, I can guarantee probably the only thing he used in his was salt and pepper. But these are kind of my go-to for any type of proteins, chicken, fish, whatever. Probably not so much the sage or the thyme on fish, but definitely for chicken. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, I've got all my ingredients together. I'm going to mix it up. And I'm halfway tempted to put a half a cup or a cup of panko in here. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. Well, I even changed that up. I decided to use Italian breadcrumbs. So we're going to mix that up. And like I said, my dad always used an old bread wrapper. So I'm going to put the flour in here, and one by one I'm going to put the chicken in. I'm going to set it aside and put it on a platter. Wait, let the pores of that chicken absorb some of that, and then I'm going to flour it again. So we'll see how this goes. There we have it. We have a cup of Crisco that I'm going to be melting in this cast iron skillet. I said this was going to be tasty. I didn't say it was going to be healthy. So that should give us, my guess is about a ½ inch of oil in the bottom of this skillet. And you're going to want to get this at a medium high. You want to get it completely heated up before you put the chicken in. You want that chicken to sizzle, or you can hear that crispness or that frying the second you put it into the oil. So we're going to give that a try. I'm going to melt this down, and I'll get my chicken floured, and we'll put it in the cast iron skillet and see what we can do. In goes the chicken. Like I said, we just take this, we shake it up. It's like the shake and bake, and I help. That old commercial from years ago. I've already done a couple. Do one more here. Actually, we're gonna do 2 more. Sorry, disappearing on you there. Once I said, I'm gonna let these dry for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna put them in the bag again, shake them up, and then they'll be ready to go into the skillet. Okay, these have been in for about 15 minutes. I'm turning them every 5 minutes. Probably another 10 or 15 minutes, and these will be ready to come off the heat here. Well, here you have it, fried chicken John style. Couple things you need to know about frying chicken, I should have mentioned earlier, is you got to have your heat or the oil hot. Otherwise, you're going to end up with, it won't be crispy like this is. You're going to end up with something quite soggy, and that's what you want to avoid. If you've ever had soggy fried chicken, the reason is the oil wasn't hot enough. So basically, I put this in temperature probably about 350. I don't know. I just knew, when it got to that scalding point. And I turned it every 5 minutes for 25 minutes, and this is how it came out. So it's not quite as crispy as I'd like, but I didn't put a lot of extra flour. Some of the other ways people use to get it more a fluffy crispiness is doing the egg dredge, which I did not do this time. So I'll cut into this shortly and give you the final verdict. Okay, we've let this chicken rest about 10 minutes, and that's just recommended for the juices to go back into the chicken itself. So we're gonna try a little bit of this. I love it. Crispiness of the, nice crispy, crunchy skin. So there you go. My version of fried chicken.